Hi guys, welcome back for another recipe. So, today is a little bit different. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make seafood chowder. This is something we usually do in our family, either the week leading up to Christmas or just before New Year's. So it's kind of that in between those like 2 weeks. And it's such a comfort. It's a comfort food. You make a great big slow cooker of it, a crock pot full, and it feeds so many people. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make that seafood chowder. Now this recipe makes a lot of it. My crock pot was full right to the edge. So it's not a lengthy process. You just got to be prepared. So let's get cooking. I'll show you how to make some seafood chowder. All right, to get started, you're going to take one small to medium-sized onion and you're going to dice it all up and then you're going to set it aside. Then you're going to grab 3 to 5 celery stalks and you're going to chop them all up as well. Remember to cut off your ends and any parts that aren't good. So just chop them all up and set it aside. Then you're going to get roughly 2 or 3 large potatoes. Unfortunately, I only had these little mini potatoes in my pantry. I was not thinking when I bought these. I got them for a different meal, but ended up making seafood chowder. So it took me a while to peel all these. So take your potatoes, peel them, dice them all up. Then you're going to throw them in your colander, give them a rinse, and set them aside as well. Okay, so then you're going to grab a package of bacon. You can either use a full pound of bacon or half a pound. I'm only using half a pound today because I'm going to use the rest for breakfast. Dice it all up, throw it into a pan, and cook your bacon. Now, do not drain your bacon. You want to keep some of that bacon grease for later on. So cook up your bacon and again, just set it aside. Next, you're going to prep your seafood. So I got this on sale for 50% off, and it is the like family size pack of seafood mix. I just get it at the grocery store. It's cheaper than buying everything individually. So what's in it is haddock, salmon, shrimp, and scallops. I'm just chopping it up into smaller pieces, putting it in another bowl. There was like 5 shrimp in it and maybe 2 scallops. I don't even know why they list those because there's almost none in it. It's mostly haddock and salmon. So anyway, just prep all your seafood, cut it all up, put it in another bowl so that it's ready to go into your chowder. All right, let's make the base for our seafood chowder. So first you're going to start with a half a cup of butter. And remember that bacon grease I said to keep for later on? Well, now is when we're going to use it. So I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of bacon grease and I'm going to let it melt a little bit. Then I'm also going to add the onions and the celery that we chopped up. And I'm adding 4 small cloves of garlic. It's up to you if you want to add a little bit more or a little less. It's completely your preference to what you like your chowder to taste like. Then I'm also adding about 3/4 to 1 teaspoon of pepper. I think I ended up by the end of everything, I usually end up adding about 1 to maybe 1.5 teaspoons of pepper. Again, it depends on the taste. Same with the dill. I'm adding 1 to 2 teaspoons of dill. I've also added a half a teaspoon of seasoning salt. Then I'm going to add a half a cup of flour and I'm going to make it into like a roux. It's basically your thickener for your chowder. So add your flour and it's going to become thick and clumpy. That's okay. It's supposed to. Then you're going to thin it out with 2 cups of vegetable stock. If you can get your hands on seafood stock, I would highly recommend using that instead. Then I'm adding 1 cup of white wine and I'm going to let it simmer to cook off the alcohol, but keep the flavor of the wine. All right, so after simmering for probably about 2 or 3 minutes, I'm adding the cream now to it to make it creamy seafood chowder. So I've added 1 liter of heavy cream. It's just heavy whipping cream. And I'm also adding 2 liters of 2% milk. You can use whatever milk you want, 2% homogenized, 1% skim, whatever you'd like. All right, so now I've just been letting it simmer. I'm bringing it kind of to a boil. It's not a full-on boil yet, but it's starting to. So now I'm going to add the potatoes that we chopped up. And of course, remember to taste it all along the way so you can add more stuff to it, more seasonings. So I did end up adding 3 bay leaves to it to let it infuse, I guess. Anyway, to add more flavor, I added 3 bay leaves to it, and I will leave them in there until we're ready to dish it out, and then I'll pick the bay leaves out. So add your potatoes, and you're going to let them cook for probably 5 to 10 minutes, just to soften the potatoes. And then we're going to remove it from the stovetop, and we're going to pour it into the slow cooker. And it's going to almost fill the slow cooker. There's a lot in this. All right, so let's get it into the slow cooker and then start adding the rest of the ingredients. All right, so now I'm going to add some baby scallops and 1 can of whole clams that I've already drained. I'm adding the bacon that we cooked, and I'm adding the seafood mix that we chopped up. So I've added all of this in. The baby scallops, I had just bought a little package of them. I got lucky and got them on sale because scallops are really expensive. So yeah, just add it all in and mix it up. Turn your slow cooker on. I think I did like 6 hours on low, and I just let it simmer. So that's it. You're done your seafood chowder. See, there's my bay leaf. So just mix it all together and now let it cook. All right, so this is what it looks like after 6 hours of sitting in the slow cooker. I did add mussels to it. I had a pound of mussels, so I added about half a pound to it. It's a little thinner than what I would like. I probably should have thickened it just a little bit more, but taste-wise, it turned out fantastic. I do not recommend putting the mussels in. That was a mistake. I have learned from my mistake. I will cook them beforehand and just put 1 or 2 on top. I ended up picking out all of the mussels. I did not like them. They didn't cook properly. So my recommendation is do not put mussels in it. Just use them as decoration. So that's it. This is me just putting it in a bread bowl to make it look pretty, take some pictures, and then my husband and I are going to go and eat this. All right, you guys. So I started this in the morning and got everything prepped, got it all cooked, put it in my slow cooker and let it cook for 6 hours on low. So before I had a chance to make the end of this video, my husband and I sat down with a bowl of the chowder. I took some beautiful pictures of it in a bread bowl. Not the smartest idea. The bread bowl leaked and made a bit of a mess. It soaked up so much of the liquid. It just, not a good idea. Next time I'll just cut it all up and use it for dipping into the seafood chowder. So anyway, do not add the mussels. We went to crack the mussels open when we were eating our chowder, and they did not cook well. They were cooked, but they all stuck to the inside of the shells, and you couldn't pry them open to get it out. So just don't add the mussels into the chowder. What I would suggest is steam them first, like you normally would steam mussels. Put them in a pot, little garlic, butter, white wine, steam them, let them cook that way first, and then just place them on top of each bowl of chowder that you're serving. It'll turn out way better. But they did add a nice extra flavor into the chowder. They just didn't cook properly, so I had to pick them all out and just throw them out. A little disappointing in that one. But whatever, I tried it. They were on sale. That's the only reason I added them. Normally, I do not add mussels to my chowder at all. I would normally add lobster, but it was so expensive that wasn't happening today. So in the end, it turned out fantastic
flavor-wise, it was so delicious. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And it made so much of it. I think I ended up with like 4 or 5 pints of it that I'm able to give away to some friends and family. It's delicious. My husband loved it. So in the end, it turned out, just don't add the mussels. So here's the bowl of it. It's not in the bread bowl like the pictures, but I made a mess of that bread bowl. It was terrible. So it is chock full of seafood and potatoes and everything just combined so beautifully. Woo! Little hot. So I love it. I hope you guys love seafood chowder as well. This is a creamy recipe, not a broth one. If you have, if you can get seafood broth rather than a vegetable stock, I would suggest using that instead. But I hope you guys like this recipe. I hope you give it a try. What do you guys do different when you make your own seafood chowder? Is there something you add, don't add? Is there different spices? I would love to hear about it. Anyway, that's it for me today. Remember to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. And don't forget, subscribe. You guys are helping me grow my channel. Thank you so much for helping me. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. And I will see you for the next holiday recipe.